Hey guys, welcome back to a new vlog. At the end of last week, you saw that I was getting ready to go to Melbourne, and I have been to Melbourne. I didn't actually film while I was there just because I wasn't really doing anything very interesting, but I was at the same time, but it didn't really call for the camera to be out, if you know what I mean. So I was just hitting my local spots like Journal, and we also had some friends gatherings as well, and it just kind of wasn't the time to film. But this morning, our house is an absolute tip. There is literally everything that you can think of out. We've got the laundry basket, the kitchen table is just full of our stuff. There's 2 suitcases on the floor, some dishes that have accumulated overnight as well, and I have got a lot of work to do today. I also really want to plan for this week as well, especially my itinerary, which I generally do on a Sunday. That just makes sure that I am getting into the week and I'm focused and kind of have some accountability with myself. This morning, before we kind of get into all of those categories, I picked up Emily English's book whilst I was in Melbourne, and I was surprised to see it because I was told it was coming out more like late July, August. But Bear and I are obsessed with her recipes just because they're quick, easy, super tasty, and we actually look forward to eating them. Emily English is also a nutritionist as well, so you can tell they're stemmed off like healthy eating, and we love them. So I'm going to sit down here this morning, plan what we're going to have this week. I'll let you know what's on the menu and get on with the day. Enjoy the video. So on the menu today, we have fish with guac, potatoes, and cherry tomatoes. That's actually my recipe and something that I make weekly. We have a Chinese takeaway beef. We have a capsicum and bean soup with spicy harissa honey halloumi. I know, divine. And then we've also got a 1-pan creamy mushroom tortellini that also has some pork sausage in there as well. For lunch on the menu, we've got some veggie soup and some zucchini slice, which you saw in a previous vlog. And for breakfast, I'm thinking of doing like a buckwheat crepe situation, which I might have for lunch today if it works out. And I've got my staple smoothie, which you've seen in the previous vlog. So that is the menu for this week. I generally like to shop all the fresh ingredients from the greengrocer, but then for your like pantry items and your toilet paper and all that jazz, I like to do direct to boot just because it's nice and easy just to drive in, open up the boot, and it's also cheaper than buying all that stuff from the greengrocer. So yeah, that's what's on the menu this week. I'm going to head to the supermarket now, or the greengrocer now. I'll head to Woolworths tomorrow because I haven't really locked that in just yet, and then I'm going to make myself some lunch because I am starving for some reason, and I'm like, oh, she needs to eat something. And then we'll tackle this mess that the house is currently in. I also want to do like a mop and everything. I generally mop like once every 2 weeks, but it definitely needs a mop. This is everything that I bought. So over here we've got some roasted peppers, harissa, eggs, buckwheat flour, some orange juice, heaps of veggies, walnuts because I'm obsessed, salad. These are great as well. This is like a homemade style pesto, and this one is a guacamole with chili. So delicious. Tortellini, some salami. We also have some fish, some sausages, some Parmesan Swiss cheese, which I'm obsessed with as well. This cost us about $200, which Bear and I generally spend around $300, $350 per week, but we prioritize good food and we don't really eat out that much. So I think we weigh it out pretty nicely, but I am obsessed. We have a Harris Farm here, which I believe is a company from Sydney or New South Wales. They also have them up here over in the ACT as well, and it is unbelievable. It's like our Whole Foods here, and I'm in love with everything. As I said, these are great to have in the fridge. This tastes like a really yummy pizza. This is guacamole. We'll eat this one tonight. The fish is always really fresh as well, and it's like almost going to a fishmonger. I actually thought I was buying ham, but I picked up salami, so the zucchini slice is going to have salami, and then some Swiss cheese. I'm really into Swiss cheese at the moment, and some Parmesan. This is just great to have in the fridge and just sprinkle over absolutely everything. But now I'm going to make myself some lunch. I'm actually pretty hungry. I'm going to make myself like a buckwheat pancake situation that I was inspired to make after having an incredible galette when I was in Melbourne. So I wanted to recreate that at home. Hence why I picked up some buckwheat flour. So the plan is it's not going to be exactly the same, but I'm going to mix about 1/4 cup of this with an egg, salt and pepper so it has a little bit of flavor. Basically make a pancake, but in the pancake I'm going to have some sauteed mushrooms and a bit of spinach. So I'm really excited. Oh, and of course the Swiss cheese, because this is bomb. Honestly, if you haven't tried Swiss cheese, Go try it because it's absolutely delicious. The house is spotless and it feels so good. I love having a clean house, and generally I always have a clean house, but you know, things happen and we were away and the floor really needed a mop. Last night we just dumped everything. Dishes needed to be done. So it was really good just to clean everything and make it look how it should look. I also think when you're going into the week as well, it's nice just to have a clean space. I think it allows your brain and your creativity to flow a little bit easier without all those unnecessary distractions. But now I'm going to sit down and plan my week and just make sure that I am all ready for everything that I want to create. I do have some ideas. It's already in my brain and I've been thinking about it, but just to have it on paper kind of gives me a little bit more of a structured format. So I'm going to do that now. I use Notion, which you've heard me say that before. And then I'm also going to edit some content as well. I think I have like 3 pieces of content that needs to be edited. So there's a lot to do. I don't think I'll go to the gym tonight just because it's just one of those days where I just need to stay home and just get some things done in terms of the household, but also just really smash out what's on my laptop. Sometimes going to the gym can disrupt the flow. I don't do it often, but today is one of those days. So yeah, let's see how much I can get done in the next 3 hours. It's currently 3 p.m. So I have about till 6 p.m. or really 5:30 till I have to kind of get ready for the evening routine. I've got quite a bit of work to do today, and I would be lying if I don't feel slightly overwhelmed. I think when I have my fingers in many different pies, it can get a little bit like, what do I do first? I'm going to a coffee shop and picking up one of my favorite little pastries that I like to get there. They have like this rice cake, but it's not too sweet and it's just delicious. So I'm going to do that. I'm also going to block one of my assessments. So just getting it really ahead of uni. Uni is back, and I would be lying if I was saying that I'm super excited to get back into uni. I think because I know I'm at the end of my degree, I have this sense that like I'm doing one subject at the moment and it's basically what I've done in many other subjects, and it can get a little bit tedious, I will admit. Of course, it's fantastic that I'm revising the material, but as you guys know, I have my fingers in many different pies, and to kind of backtrack and do something again, it feels a little bit counterintuitive, but that's okay. We are going to make it happen. So I'm doing subjects up until about a month before our wedding, and then I'm going to take off the next semester after that, just because it's way too much to think about. Obviously during the wedding, I would hate to be writing an assignment the night before, imagine that. And then I'll get back into it next year. So I'll be finished in June next year. They say for the final year, like your dissertation subject, that you should really just focus on that subject rather than having many other subjects to think about as well. So I think that's what I'm going to do. So I'll be finished in June next year. So this morning is all about me sitting there and blocking out this first assessment, and hopefully I can make a start on it this week. I'm quite good at writing assessments now, not as in like trying to toot my own horn, but I think I found like a really nice flow and I don't stress through them. I used to stress through them like, so I'm not too worried about that. It's just like staying calm. And then I want to come back home. I've got some content to shoot as well. And of course, doing some other little bits and bobs. Hi girly pops, we are now home and I had a very good time at the cafe and blocked my first assessment, which is always very exciting. I always find it's the hardest just to get moving and I'm pretty proud of myself. But now I've just filmed some short form content, which I'm really excited to share with you guys. You're going to get some fun little photos of me back in the day during my ballet days. And yeah, I just hope you get something out of it. So that will go up, one reel will go up tonight and then the other one will follow a few days later. So I'm going to edit that now, I think, because I'm just super energized about it.